Happy Friday, traders and investors. It's Rod with Powell Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap and an MJ sector review. Today's a review for Friday, July 9th. And in today's video, we'll go through the broader market and the MJ space like we normally do. But I just want to let everybody know that I do have a road trip planned across Canada coming up next week. So going to be hitting all the major cities all the way from Western Canada to the East Coast. So going to visit a lot of members along the way as well. So really looking forward to that and really looking forward to visiting family. It's been about a year now since I've seen family due to the health crisis going on. Restrictions starting to open up, so that's good. And like I said, really looking forward to that road trip. So just so you're aware, I'll be checking into the group for private members quite frequently, but I may not be getting as many videos out next week. So I'll do my best to check in as best I can, but going to have limited access to internet and that type of thing. But I'll be staying at hotels and stuff obviously throughout the trip. So I'll do my best to get as many updates out there as possible. But before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. So there wasn't a whole lot of news and events on the day today, so we're just gonna run through this video a little bit quicker. So taking a look at the crypto space, we had a nice recovery here across the board, and Bitcoin was in a daily downtrend, but we didn't see much follow through. And if we zoom into the 4-hour chart, you can see here we have a 4-hour uptrend confirmed here with the low, high, higher, low, and higher highs. So that's what bulls want to see. So it looks like our daily higher low is established. And now we're going to be eyeing resistance here at 35,951 and then 36,675, the top of this bounce. But after that, we have key support at 30,173, 30,000 psychological, and then the low of the pullback at 28,800. But bulls are just fine. We didn't see much follow through on that daily downtrend confirming. So that's what bulls want to see. And so far, it looks like the bull market is still intact. So taking a look at the S&P 500, we had a new all-time high record daily and weekly candle close. So we are extremely bullish. If you recall from my video last week, I said that I was expecting 430 at some point this week and then potentially a pullback to around 427, 425. Sure enough, this week we hit 430 and then we pulled back to 427 and then we ended up closing the week near the high of the day and the high of the week, and an all-time high today, new all-time high today, and all-time high record daily and weekly close, closing at the high of the week. Bulls bought the dip. Gap down was for buying yesterday, and we held EMA 12 there, and no major red flags at this point. So we're in a daily uptrend here with the low, high, higher low, and higher high, but we'll want to see follow through into next week. And the most important factor for me is the EMA 12 here on the weekly and the weekly uptrend. Bears prove absolutely nothing longer term as long as this weekly uptrend remains and EMA 12 remains rock solid support. So congrats to the bulls who bought the dip yesterday. You were rewarded heavily. So taking a look at the dollar is weak, daily consolidation. So we're starting to see that inverse correlation pick back up. And with a little under 2 hours left, we're set to potentially close under EMA 12. We do have support here at 92. So we're going to be watching that level. But at this point, still maintaining the daily uptrend on the dollar. And the dollar is finally starting to show that inverse correlation. So IWM, big bounce today. So from yesterday's low, we're up almost over 4% at this point. So nice recovery there on IWM. We're just going to expect a daily lower high after setting a daily lower high and lower low. So in a daily downtrend, but bulls are just going to potentially set a lower high, and then there's lots of room here now to change that trend and form a higher low. QQQ, so daily uptrend still intact, perfect hold of the EMA 12, so no major red flags here on the tech sector as well. SMH, nice bounce there off the low of yesterday, so again, 3.5, almost 4% bounce. And like I said, SPY, extremely bullish just watching that weekly uptrend, and that is why we had such a massive bounce today on SPY, as most of our broader sectors were bouncing today as well. Oil bouncing back as well today. After having held EMA 26 on that pullback yesterday, we did lose the daily uptrend, so that was notable. But we do have resistance up at 76.95, and we are just going to expect a daily lower high based on the size of this pullback. So it's about an 8% bounce and an 8% move away from that resistance. So more than likely going to be a daily lower high and a tightening range. Taking a look at silver, so silver did break the low of yesterday and struggling with EMA 12 here. So a little bit weaker than gold. Gold still has yet to break the low all the way down here at 1750. So we have a higher low every candle for the last 8 days in a row. And we're holding EMA 12, nice base of support there. And we actually closed above EMA 26 at 1808. So We closed just barely a few pennies above it. So gold standing out as stronger of the two. But when we do top out here, just going to look to form a higher low and higher high, change that daily trend. So nice bounce in the biotech sector, which was weak as well. One of our weaker sectors alongside IWM. XLE, energy sector, bouncing back today as well. So like I said, nice bounces across the board. XLF had a really strong bounce off the lows. 3.5% here as well, but topping out at EMA 26. And now we're going to be eyeing resistance up at 37.05. Taking a look at the healthcare sector. So we are down a little bit here after hours. And we did break the high. So the healthcare sector has been extremely strong. Daily bull flag confirming. And at this point, new all-time high, but not much follow through. So bulls are still in full control and still maintaining the daily uptrend, most important factor. So taking a look at some individual names today. So SU, I mentioned in the last couple of videos, I did a couple of videos on Suncor. I said I expect a pullback to around 22.50 and then a daily lower high. What happened today? We had a daily lower high. We pulled back. We hit a low of 22.53, so basically spot on. And then today we ended up bouncing on the daily, breaking yesterday's high at 23.31, got as high as 23.46, but then closing with a bit of a doji here. And wouldn't be surprised if we just saw a lower high and lower low. We are in a daily downtrend. And if we can bounce on Monday, we'll look to break the high of today at 23.46, continue this daily bounce. Could be targeting the previous support level as new resistance here. So maybe target around the 23.80 on Monday, but just going to anticipate a lower high and ultimately going to be expecting a pullback to around the $20 USD area. So in the bull and bear list, we had SPCE, AMC, and Riot leading the decline after massive moves yesterday. Space had a massive move yesterday as well. It was a buy the dip opportunity. On the bull list, we had Snow, DFLY, and Airbnb. So moving on to the MJ space. So just want to highlight Hexo here. So this morning, some games being played. We hit 550 in the pre-market, and then we just faded that completely into the open. And we went and lost $5 from there. And then we went into a 5-minute uptrend, but then essentially lost that uptrend, confirmed a 5-minute downtrend here with a lower high and lower low. And then just the definition of sideways here into the end of the day. We were up to 505 after hours, but $5 clearly acting as a nice base of support here. And I did want to bring up the weekly moving average. So the 50 weekly moving average held. That was at 497. So my opinion, that is bullish. So I'm still holding strong in my position after that close today above that 50 weekly moving average. So taking a look at the bull and bear list, we had Labs, PCLO, PWR, and on the bull list we had Oxley, North, and VFF. So I just want to see some of these weekly candle closes here. So pretty bearish weekly candle close though, all things considered, but we had support there at 502. We haven't really lost. We haven't seen much follow through on Hexo. So like I said, not completely game over here for bulls at the moment. And CGC, a little bit of a lower wick there. We had support at 21.72. We got as low as 21.27. So it's not just Hexo. A lot of names. ACB still hasn't even tested its support down at 659. So there was some notable call activity as well on ACB, some unusual options. And taking a look at the rest of our major tier 1 names. So Tilray still hasn't tested its support down there at the 200-day moving average at 1341. So standing out as one of our stronger names. SNDL as well. And then just taking a look here at the monthly chart, we've got a lot of tests of these 10-month moving averages and the EMA 12. And a lot of names are holding. CGC, a little bit weaker on the monthly time frame. We could see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well. A lot of our names holding those EMAs. We're dipping below it here on Hexo, but it's fine if we dip below it. We'll just want to close above it here while we're looking for these monthly higher lows. Still in monthly uptrends. Even on CGC, we're still in a monthly uptrend with a low, high, higher low, and higher high. Now just looking for a monthly higher low here compared to 1388. And in my opinion, this is when you want to start loading up. Maybe not back up the entire truck just yet, but CGC hit daily oversold as well. So a lot of names hitting daily oversold. And you got to wonder if we're going to see, we have a lack of resistance on a lot of our names, right? CGC lack of resistance on the daily up until 25.59. So when we do see a sector-wide bounce, it's likely going to be double-digit gains in my opinion, because just from current levels on even CGC, about 15% of a bounce, and we're just looking for a daily lower high. Tilray, so from current levels, 18% bounce. So once Tilray didn't break the high of yesterday though at 16.39, we got close, came within 2 pennies. And it's a daily inside bar. So we're going to be watching for the highs of today to break on Monday. And we'll want to see all of our names break the high of today on Monday to see that sector-wide daily bounce. So MSOS, nice strong day. So we know that the MSOs have been a lot stronger as of late than the counterpart of the LPs. So we're starting to see that very evident again today, breaking the high of yesterday, seeing a lot of follow through, no real resistance here until 41.36. And GTII is one of the lead bulls. So we'll just bring up the GTII chart. That was very clear today, closing at the high of the day. We are daily overbought when a lot of the Canadian LPs are seeing daily oversold. So USMJ at the moment is seeing a lot of strength in comparison. And on the bear list, we have BEV, KHRN, and BioHarvest. On the bull list today, we had BAM, IIPR, and Cresco and MMEN. BAM, 3.5% move today. But we didn't break the high of yesterday at 43.5 cents. So far, it's a double top. But just want to highlight as well on the monthly chart, we're still holding this monthly support trend line. While in a monthly uptrend, looking for monthly higher lows. And in my opinion, now is the time to start scaling in. If you are looking to invest for the long term, there's so many bullish fundamentals and catalysts to be looking out for and on the horizon that personally I am just completely comfortable loading the truck here at the moment. I'm pretty much all in on a lot of my positions, and my MJ positions. Still have some SPXS hedging those positions, as I don't really see a lot of downside from here in the MJ space because of how beaten up we are. The only real worry is that if the S&P 500 were to fall off a cliff and see any real significant consolidation. So that's why I'm holding a lot of short, SPY short, and short the tech sector. So that is how I'm hedging and how I'm able to sleep at night. So going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ sector review and a daily market recap. As a reminder, I will be traveling across Canada, going to be visiting a lot of members along the way, friends, family, going to be awesome. A lot of family in Ontario, so really looking forward to hitting up Ontario and Quebec, and also going to be stopping at a lot of different, just dispensaries along the way, and also planning a trip to Colorado, Nevada at some point here once the restrictions open up, which is starting to look like it could potentially open up by the end of the month. So expect a trip into the United States at some point in the next couple of months. All right, hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel on your way out, and we'll see you in the next video.